Here guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Houston Texans. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Mike 41. We've got to wedge that, huh?
Here we go. Here we go.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Pistol.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And his first pass is incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
What you got? What you got, Heavy?
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Give me some. Here we go.
To throw, Mayfield. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. On third down, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down. On fourth down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Reset. 50. 50's the mic. 50's the mic. Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up. Hey, 59. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Watch the run. Watch the run. Good stop, baby.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
In the car! 50, Mike's 50! Hey, tight! 50!
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson. Johnson's got it complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
Reset. 19! To the car!
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Reset. 19! I got it. Double tight. 24! Double tight.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Check mark 50. Mike is a 50. Check mark 50. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, Troy. Let's go, Miles.
Watson now to throw. And that's complete to Cooks. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
3rd and long. It's Watson eluding the pressure right. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The #1 pick, Myles Garrett, coming in to drop him.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Garyon Conley, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Check, 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 check. Mike 59. Let's go.
Out of the gun, Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Watson now, throwing on 3rd and long. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, sometimes when you try to defend OBJ, you're going to get a PI call.
You might get a PI called at just about any point during his route. And I think a lot of teams have taken the whole philosophy of, hey, just go ahead and do what you have to do and hope eventually they'll quit calling it. But not in this case. They dropped the flag for the pass interference.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
You got 33.
Mayfield looks to throw. Being chased out left. And that's complete. It's the tight end Daniels. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 21.
180. Run.
Mayfield on first down. It's caught. Beckham. And it's a fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5.
Hey, 31!
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Olivier Vernon brings him down.
A gain of 4 brings up 2nd down at the 18-yard line.
We're scoreless after 1.
First quarter with no score.
Set. 19. Get him. 54. Kill. Check 26. 9, go.
Now they try the right side here. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Watson on 3rd down. Screenplay, Johnson. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
A first down carry here for Johnson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
On second and a couple, Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Darren Lee leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack.
Check. Fresno. Hey, 24. Hey, 25. 29 is the mic. That's it. 29. Push him back. Push him out.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at about the 28. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react. One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback, but as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
On the ground, this is Johnson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Defense wins championships, baby.
Begin.
On second down, Johnson takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Here's Watson on third down. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
Yeah, if you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle him and get him on the ground short of the first down marker.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Darren Lee there to get him down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A quick throw out wide to Fuller. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Back to you. Quick the edge. Come. Check 3. 36. Watch the safety creep.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. The Texans with a first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Hey, check 24. Whip. Watch the whip. Hey, 31. Check 3.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 9-yard line.
Mike's 50. I'm coming for you, son. Hopper. Tighten up. Let's go.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. Well, the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
5-yard gain on the play. He was brought down at the 4-yard line.
And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked on since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
The Browns drive about to get started. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
50, Mike.
Now attempt carry for Johnson. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. Come off the ball. Hey, 31. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike, go Echo. Better bring it.
On 3rd down, Watson escaping the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the 3rd quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Browns drive about to get started. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Now they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day. All day. What?
Here's Mayfield, flushed out right. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Martin, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with, some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. It's caught by OBJ. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the 1st. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Check 50. Check 50. Check. You go up 4th. Mike 51. Mike 51.
Now Mayfield. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He finds his target, Beckham. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
On 2nd down and 4, Mayfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Check 43. 20 points down, he's coming. Hey, 55. Boss. Check. Mike 50, Mike 50. They gonna need some stuff.
Here's Watson. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that's caught inside the 30. A big-time play there for the Texans. 42 yards.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way, just reached up and pulled it in, had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
Johnson. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Check. Lucky.
Again, it's Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
To throw is Watson. To throw on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Houston, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 1st down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Browns' drive about to get started. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit. Because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off. Because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Mayfield, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Hey, team 6. 51, Mike. Come. Watch the run.
First throw now for the backup Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete. There defensively to knock it away was the safety, Justin Reed. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Let's get off the field, D.
954. Mike 50, Mike 50.
On 2nd and 9. Watson caught by Nelson. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Houston. J.J. Nelson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans have retaken the lead. From the gun, here's Watson. They'll roll him out right to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Browns drive about to get started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Watch the slat. Watch the slat.
Right here, guys. Mike 51. Mike 51.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The Browns on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. To the air, Allen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Let him know.
After the interception, here's Watson. He gets it to Cooks. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Brandon Cooks, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans push further out in front.
And this is what coaches talk about, never being satisfied. No matter what the lead, always trying to increase it. You never know what can happen in this NFL.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. This is fielded at the goal line. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
41, go.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Got an open man. It's Radley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. This quarterback now just 1 for 5 since coming on, but that one gets him a 1st and 10 here. Allen now looks to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. He was looking for Daniels that time. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll run it with Johnson. And an alley to run. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
And they'll try the jet sweep here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And they give this time to the tailback. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, this game's over.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
It's complete to Fuller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans push further out in front. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And, all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit, being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Let's go. Do it.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. The line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Now Allen. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns get a score closer. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that will get them one closer. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there.
The Texans take over.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Number 43 on the carry.
That's it, baby.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Good set. 19. Coming. 24. Check my 50. Mike is a 50. Check
Now Watson on 3rd down. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end.